All right, we are live everywhere. Nice. So I can actually see the timer over here. Hello,
Oh,
everyone in Facebook land. I am joined today with my good friend Vita. She is my posture queen, and she is also a fellow thriver with me. So I wanted to bring her on today to kind of talk about her story because it's always interesting to hear how people, especially in the fitness world and in the wellness world, really, how they feel before and after this like premium grade nutrition that gets into their body, because we all kind of come at it with a certain belief and a certain understanding, and so that's why I have her here today to share her story with all of you. And so Vita, I want to give it over to you, and I just want you to kind of introduce yourself to everybody, tell them what you do, and then we'll get into the thrive.
okay. Well, thanks, Maria. This is kind of weird that we usually see each other in person. Now we're like not.
I know.
But thank you for having me. My name is Vita Zyberodny. I am a posture alignment therapist. So Maria and I've been, we've kind of created a friendship now based on pain. We started off with just me helping her with her chronic shoulder pain, and then her doing a little personal training with me, and now with my mom, and then now the Thrive journey. So we've kind of just helping each other in that circle of health, and trying to just keep that, what is it called, the wheel of wellness or something, but keep it rolling, right, to where you're like, okay, this is something that is beneficial to add to your lifestyle, and not just like, hey, try this, or hey, try that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of times we just start weeding things out, right? I mean, you being a personal trainer, me working with people who deal with chronic pain, people are always trying things. They, they take a class, they do this, they go to this, especially with pain. And I think really it's just finding what you're not trying anymore, finding what works for you in your lifestyle, and it's just how you live.
Exactly, because we all want to work smarter, not harder, right? Because we want that
Right.
return on our investment. We want to make sure we're investing our money in and it's something that's going to work for us, our time, our effort, all of that. And too often, because the world is noisy, full of choices, like you don't really know, and so you spend most of your time trying to, like you said, like weed out the good and the bad, and still try to figure out how you can feel good in your own body doing all that. So
Right, for sure.
yeah, it's a tough world to navigate.
Yeah. So it's always nice when you have friends who know, who share.
Yeah. Yes,
But
and
I guess
over.
that and
Go ahead.
what?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Broke up. I can't hear you. No, I was just saying how like how we heard about Thrive from you, in terms of I think it was like I hadn't seen you, we hadn't seen each other for a while, because you were doing good with your program, and you were staying consistent. And then you check in with me once in a while. So it was one of those check-ins. I think it was in August or something of last year. And so we finally met, and it was a few months, I think. And that's when I noticed something. Like I think I remember asking you, I was like, why do you look more fit? Like, this is not fair. Like, this girl works out, this girl eats healthy, and all of us. I was like, well, I remember asking you, I'm like, what are you doing different that you look more? Was it trim or tone, or just something different about how your body? Because working with posture, I'm always noticing, people's structural alignments and misalignments. And so with you, I'm always picking out, if you've got a misalignment in your bone. But this was more like, okay, you looked, I mean, there's like a glow or something, like more of a healthier, and it's like, what else can you be doing? I mean, you already do everything. And that's how we heard about, you started telling me about Thrive. And I've never, I mean, now that I know, there was someone way back years ago that was one of Victor's friends who had posted about it a lot, and he knew about, because when I brought it up, he's like, oh yeah, I remember her. But I think it was years ago, or when it first started, so everybody was kind of like, what is that? And the word wasn't as I guess, as well known.
Mhm.
But even so, I don't think it's as well. I mean, it's still growing, right? People are still learning more.
It is. The company's only about 8 years old, so
Oh
I'm
yeah,
still
right.
fairly new in the game, but definitely revolutionizing the supplement game for sure.
Yeah, and so I like that. It's like there's a 3-step process, right? The patch, Where's it at? Oh, here it is. You
Ah!
got yours, I got mine. I always keep it like in the kitchen, like right when I'm about to, when you're about to head out, it's like, oh, gotta put my patch on.
Yes.
But another thing too, it's like putting in your Thrive. Because I know some people struggle with like the fact, like my sister always tells me, I can't put something in water and just drink it. But I'm like, well, you can make a smoothie and put it in, or you can do almond. You could always find a way to figure out how to get this nutrition into you. It's
Mhm.
not like you have to do it only this one way that everybody, someone next to you does.
Yeah.
And I think that's people just figuring out, okay, this is what I need, but I figure out what works for me taste wise, and can I get it to fit into my life? Because I know it's really hard to be, and I know talking about this myself, it's really hard to be consistent when it's like a cookie cutter thing, where you're like, everybody has to do the exact same way, and it doesn't work the same for everyone. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me speaking with like posture work and things like that. But because I make a shake, I put some green, and then sometimes I'll just drink it by itself if it's chocolate. That's the only one I like myself. My mom's like, I love the vanilla. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But
To each their own, right? Flavor
yeah,
profiles and
yeah.
everything.
So actually, I thrived. I tried with almond milk a few days ago. Right, I think you told me about doing that.
Yeah.
So it actually wasn't too bad. It changed things up a little bit for me.
Yeah, yeah, just plain water kind of makes it a little watered down, or if you put too much, too little, you got to kind of find that perfect balance. But that's what I love about that three-step delivery system is that like it's that way for a reason. Like our bodies absorb things differently and at a different rate. And so like those capsules lay the groundwork to get to your gut. Like it's got the probiotics in it. So those go in first, get to your gut, start doing their job. Then the shake goes in and that's absorbed in a different manner, and it has the digestive enzyme, so that kind of sits in your stomach a little bit longer. So then you put the patch on, it goes through your skin, doesn't even need to be digested, and then you eat your breakfast or whatever, like your little first meal of the day, and then you've got laid all that groundwork for you to assimilate all those nutrients. But I feel like that's kind of like what you do with posture work too, because yeah, you could stretch your hips. I mean, we saw this on our live when you were working with me the other day. Like, yeah, you could do a fold over, but if your hips aren't rotating right, you kind of have to like do the first step, then do the second step, and then do the third step. Like there's a progression to it on purpose.
Right, right. And I think it is helpful to kind of figure out like I think you told me and you do like keeping the pills in the bedroom with you to where you're like you wake up, you drink your pill, it's there. So by the
Mm-hmm.
time, because our kitchen is downstairs, so it's like by the time you go down there, it's all, and then move around, it's 20 minutes now.
Yes.
Because at first I'm like, I take the pill, in the kitchen, and I'm like, wait, not okay. And then you kind of feel like it's kind of nice if you just kind of get used to it, where it's like, I'll just wake up, drink, and a lot of people, even I've heard this for years, wake up and drink some water. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is what your body just hydrate yourself like first thing. And if you've got water on your nightstand next to you and, your two little capsules,
Yeah. It's right there. Yeah. And you got to figure out what you can do, whether it's fitness, whether it's, food, whether it's nutrition, like whatever it is, you got to figure out what fits into your life. And I think that's why another reason why I love the three steps, because it is so simple. And it's just like, 1, 2, 3, you're done for the day. And you can add different things in if you want to, but really it's those three simple steps that like start your day off right. Now, when you started, you and your mom, you took advantage of one of the promoter packs and got like 3 months of Thrive, pretty much like 3 months of Thrive to share with you and your mom. And so I love that because I started my mom and my dad on it too. And there's nothing like having like that little support system and thriving along with friends and family. So tell me about like you and your mom's initial experience, like when you first got the products and y'all started, because you guys started probably back in like August or something like that, like last year, August or September, I think.
yeah, well, I think it was September because we were on vacation and then it took a
Oh,
while
that's
for the
great.
stuff to come. But yeah, we did that because we just we just split the cost between us, and my mom and I looked at each other and we're like, it's not a big, it's not a huge amount of money, and we can split it, we can share it. Like, why not try it? I mean, especially since it's Maria talking about it. I mean, if it was some, you hear all these people like on Facebook reaching out, people you don't know. You're like, well, I don't know you, so not that I don't trust, but
Sure.
whatever. So anyway, but seeing, kind of your results, but yeah, we did that, and we've done that quite often. Like every time you have a promotion or a couples pack, my mom and I, we are the couple. We're,
Yes.
yeah, we just like recently we got that couples pack, and then oh, and then I had another pack or come in, and she said, "Oh, you got some more. Can I just send you? Can I just Venmo you?" But we did, do auto. I think we did auto ship too for a while. And that's where it's just a monthly, um, kind of a consistently monthly thing, right? Where it just comes. But definitely, it's awesome because you have those deals like quite often.
Yeah, I think like the company usually runs it, and it's great because yeah, it's pretty much like half off of like, but 3 months for the price of one, or pretty much. I don't know however it works, but it's like it's BOGO, like buy one get 1 month free. And then if you do take advantage of that, especially the promoter pack, like you guys got a free product. You got 10 credit samples to send out to whoever you wanted to, which you probably still have some of those in your back office if you haven't sent them out already.
Yeah.
Which is great because then the company pays for postage and it's the product from the company. So it's not like you got to get your product and then you got to pick it up, mail it out, and send it. So you're kind of paying twice for it. But yeah, there's a lot of perks of taking advantage of those offers and those deals. So yeah, I do try to, all those of you watching, I do try to post about those often. Yeah. So make sure you keep your eye out for those. And so
but going back to just how we felt, I guess, because I kind of went off on a tangent. Well, my first week, I remember it was a little rough, and I think it's because when you're not used to something like this, your body, it's like what is it?
Like a shock to the system.
Like a shock to the system, because you're like, oh, all this like crazy, probiotics and the whatever the gaps that you're missing, everything's just being checked. And you told me in the beginning to kind of slowly ease into it. It was like 1 or 2, and then there's like a process you tell everybody who's starting off. And for me, I remember I had to even do less of that, like tiny amount of the shake for a couple days, and then I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks before I could do the full shake. Yeah. But I would just get massive headaches and just pounding, and I'm like, Maria, what is this?
Yes.
So just less and less. But I think that's just like, wow. I mean, that's how much of a shock that was to my body. Like, that's crazy to think. And then it took a couple weeks now it's like a whole shake is no problem. I don't think my mom had any issues with that. She started off I think based on my thing, she started like even less with me. So she just built it up herself. So we actually, in the beginning, because her and I started together, we would just share the shake, like if we're starting off less, we'll just share the pack together, and that even lasts a little bit longer. So you're like, more bang for your buck.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we do tout that initial like month experience, the pack that normally costs like $150. We tout that as an 8-week experience, just because of exactly what you're saying. Cause you never really know. And we all live with this kind of like constant low level inflammation. We got irritations we might not know about. And maybe it's not like a full blown like anaphylactic shock or something to like what we eat, but our body might be kind of like irritated by eating a certain thing and we're not used to it. So when we actually do put in that nutrition that's trying to get all that inflammation out, you never really know how it's going to go. And so that's why we have that kind of way of easing your body into it. And the fact that all of these nutrients, like it's what's in the product is actually what's in the product. Like we have 2 different certifications from outside companies that test all of these products. So all of the ingredients are absorbed up to like 98%. So that's a pretty big shock too, that you might only be getting about 10% from like some sort of over the counter multivitamin. That's why we all say that like you actually feel these 3 steps working, because it's getting into your system.
Yeah, and it's a pretty you feel it pretty quickly. I mean, sometimes you hear products and people do it for months or weeks, and they're like, just keep trying, and I'm like, well, something's not working if it's taking that long for your body to process it, because I mean, that's just how our bodies are very adaptable in any aspect, and so it really quickly should show up what it's lacking, what it needs. And so when you do thrive for a while and then you skip a couple days and you're like, it's like my brother said, he's like, am I addicted to it now? I'm like, well, not really. I think I asked you about that. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Are we? But I
Going
think
into withdrawals.
it's you're like, wait, that's how I feel. That's how I've always felt, right? That's how I always like some days I will. I mean, I've got two small kids, so some days I do forget in the morning. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to go drink that, and I'll notice it that I'm like, I need that. And it's better than me going to get an energy drink or coffee, which I never really drank, but just like, or sugar. For me, it was like, oh gosh, I need that pick. I need to wake up. So let me, eat something or drink something sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But you drink your shakes or not shakes, sorry. Well, whatever they're called. Are they called
Yeah,
shakes?
shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your walnut shake. But you drink that and it does help with sugar cravings, I think. I mean, I've heard people had testimonies about that.
Yeah.
Like you're craving a shake. So, I mean, you're craving something sweet. And that's for me in the mornings. I crave sweet things a lot. So just drinking the chocolate. That's why I like the chocolate, because it's closer to to the chocolate that I love.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's there and it's easy to do, and people just need to do it.
I
They
love
just need to
that.
sign up with you.
Yeah, they need to sign up with you too. They need to get posture. I don't know which way to point to find you because it's backwards on my thing.
There you go.
They need to sign up with both of us. Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy what like the cravings. Like I've been kind of doing a little bit of research on those cravings too, and a lot of times cravings are just because we have bad parasites in our gut that need that sugary, yeasty dose to continue to live down there. And if we're getting rid of those by drinking the shake with the probiotics and the digestive enzymes and all of that in it, then those bad things can't live in our guts. And so then we don't have that. But again, too, like you said, if you've got just that like one little sweet thing, that's not a big sweet thing, but it's actually really good for you too, that definitely can kind of curb that craving. And I love that your brother said that too. Like he's like, oh my gosh, am I addicted? What's going on? Because I never nobody should want to go back to feeling crappy,
Yeah.
and I think that's the cool part about this company too, is they give you ways where you can thrive for free. I don't think I've paid for Thrive in months, just because they want more people to feel amazing, and they reward you for sharing your experience and for bringing more people into this awesome wellness journey. And so with 2 referrals, you can get your Thrive for free. They'll give you credits, and I think you and your mom have taken advantage of that a couple times too.
Mm-hmm.
Because your whole family pretty much has tried it once. Like you and your mom are consistent ones, but like your dad, your husband, your brother.
There's so many of us that everyone tried it once, and we got it for free a few times.
Yes, yes.
But I think it just trying it once, and sometimes people are like, oh, okay, well now it's not a try anymore. And I was also going to mention, because we talked about those little fizzle sticks they have, the little drinks. Because going back to like sweet cravings, like today I was craving something sweet, so I just took one of those little fizzle whatever they are. I forgot what they're called. But they come free. When you order like a ship, you get one free thing.
Yeah,
so you can pick that. So that's what I've been getting, and I just poured it into my sparkling water, club soda, and it was like, it tastes really good, and it's good for you, and it's got that sweetness to it. So that's my goal, is trying to I'm cutting more sugar out, and I'm trying to substitute. And I just remembered that today. I was like, oh my gosh, I have a whole box of that.
Yes.
Start so like you have your stuff in the morning, your 3 steps, but then later in the day, you're like, you want something sweet, so you just drop it in your water, it dissolves, and it tastes really good. It's not awesome. Like sometimes those things taste like they give you a weird aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is like mango, strawberry, or watermelon, strawberry. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, like you said, you're building a house. You have 2 small kids. You've got a business that you run. You've got your family, you've got your husband, you've got all these things going on. And so like, yeah, the 3 steps get you going in the morning, but that doesn't mean that your body's not utilizing all that nutrition, and it needs that little extra boost in the afternoon, which is what I think those things are called activate.
Activate, yeah.
So that's what that does. It gives you that little extra boost in the afternoon for you to get through the rest of your day. Because not everybody does the 9 to 5. Like I feel like we
Right.
have parallel lives where we're just like, it's just constant. It's just constant. You know, you're just always working or always thinking about tomorrow and your next client and the next thing going on. So I love that. And you know, we don't have a lot of products in our company because we want to be really good at the things that we do. And the 3 steps are the main thing, but the plus line products like that Activate, the Sculpt, like all of those little things that you can add in to give your body just that extra bit of nutrition. Because I know for me, like I'm working out like pretty much all day long, and so it's like I need a little bit more in my regimen than some other people might. So there's always something for everybody that'll fit into whatever your goals are. I love that. I love that. What was that?
That was my 4-year-old running as fast as she could to the bathroom.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So are you and mom still on Thrive? You guys have started to add that back in a little bit more consistently, right?
Yeah. We did kind of have a little bit of a mishap, you know, where we kind of fell off the, but definitely more consistent. I think she's taking more control of her health and what she's eating and, you know, other things, and continuing to work out and just keeping Thrive as part of.
Nice.
You know, I was like, Mom, we already started it. We know that it's good for us, and we know how you can feel. Like, what, it just makes no sense to just stop it and go back to, you know. And it also keeps you motivated. I mean, when you feel better, you're more motivated to work out. Come here.
Nice. So not only are you more motivated, you've got a little bit more energy to get through your day. You've got reduced sugar cravings. Is there any other results that you've seen over your time with Thrive?
Sorry.
That's okay. I know your attention is pulled at the kids.
Okay, сейчас мама будет watching. A little bit of Ukrainian there for you. No, I mean, I think I even had a little bit of weight loss when I was consistent with it.
Nice.
And so that's always a good thing, because I gained a lot of weight back after I stopped nursing. And so just when you're not motivated to do anything, then you're not, you know, you're just kind of stuck. So when you've got that energy, and then also I think when you have that energy, you are burning more calories. So even if you're not directly saying, okay, you know, I'm losing weight because I'm on Thrive, but you're losing weight because you're moving better, you know, more like it's like with posture, you're moving better now. You're more functional. You're not just, you know, depressed in bed all day long. So yeah, you're going to lose weight if you're
exactly.
And then, you know, you have less craving, because if you have less sugar craving, then you can lose the weight too. So I think it's that cycle where it's not like, oh, you know, I'm only doing this because I want to lose weight. Like when you do something and everything else in your life starts to line up, then I mean, that's how it should be.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And that makes it more sustainable. That makes it long term.
Right.
And yeah. That's why we call it a lifestyle, because it has to be a lifestyle change. It's not a quick fix. It's not a magic pill. It helps those things line up. And then it's that domino effect where everything just kind of links up. And weight loss or weight gain, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people recently that needed to gain weight and gain muscle mass and stuff. And so, you know, it all starts in the gut, and it all starts with that mindset and just making that a commitment to your life. That's awesome. Well, I can't tell you how much I appreciate not only you being on this journey with me and giving it a try, but helping me with all of my posture needs and all of my ailments and aches and stuff, because it really all goes hand in hand for a good quality of life. Anything else you want to share with people? Because I know you've got kids to get back to. So
yes, they've all emerged from the rooms.
It wasn't going to take long.
No, I'm just glad we lasted 23 minutes. That's
right?
Awesome.
Well, thank you, girl, so much for popping on and telling everybody your story. Y'all, if you need to find Vita for posture work, Posture Solutions Therapy, you can see that right underneath there. Follow me over at Healthy Maria on Instagram, and we'll talk soon. All right. Happy day, y'all. We'll see you later.